我们一起学猫叫，一起。
So today, there will be. So today, we will be having our another lesson, the trigonometric derivatives. So it is just a continuation of what we have discussed last time. So I have here the list of trigonometric derivatives. Okay. At the same time, the exponential and logarithmic derivatives. So sorry if baliktad. And I already prepared 8 examples that we are going to discuss this day. So I will explain these examples same na process na ginawa ko last time. So 8 lang, then after that 8 examples, I will give handouts together with the solution. At the same time, I will give you also practice problem sets or problems that you are going to solve as practice test.
So let's have our first example. The given example is f of x is equal to 4 sine 2x cubed. So there is a constant of 4, then sine 2x cubed. So the process goes like this. In getting the derivative of this one, copy the constant. Okay? Then you are going to find the derivative of the sine 2x cubed. The base is 2x cubed. The given trigonometric function is sine. Now, what is the derivative of sine? The derivative of sine is cos, right? Sine x, cos x, just copy the base. Okay? Dito, derivative ng sine is cos. Cos, then copy the base, 2x cubed. Times the derivative of your base. The derivative of your base is 2x cubed. The derivative of your base is your base is 2x cubed. Okay? Your base is 2x cubed. Then, you need to get the derivative of your base, which is 2x cubed. The derivative is 6x squared. Again, saan galing itong 6x squared? Itong 6x squared is galing yan siya sa derivative ng ating 2x cubed. After that one, multiply 4 times 6x squared times cos 2x cubed. Always take note of this one that you cannot simply multiply the base of your trigonometric function at saka ito. You cannot multiply that one. Hindi mo basta-basta mamamultiply agad yung base ng trigonometric function. Okay? Hindi basta-basta mamamultiply. So 4 times 6x squared, we have 24x squared, then cos 2x cubed. And that is now your f prime x, or the derivative of your f of x. Let us have now our next example. Our next example, we have 4 is equal to 4 cos 2x minus 5 sin 5x. So there are two terms. Okay? It is separated by an operation symbol, which is the minus sign. Okay? So very simple lang din kasi no need to worry kasi ang naka-separate lang man nila is subtraction sign. Okay, so isa-isahin natin. The same process kanina sa ginawa. We have a constant of 4. Next, get the derivative of cos 2x. The derivative of cos, we have, look at these derivatives. The derivative of cos is negative sine. So the derivative of cos is negative sine. Anong gawin sa base? Just copy. Next, we are going to multiply the derivative of your base. In this term, your base is 2x, and the derivative of 2x is 2. Then minus, we have here a constant of 5, and the derivative of sine is cos. So the derivative of sine is cos, so times cos, then copy the base, then of course, after that one, you're going to multiply to the derivative of your base, which is 5. Saan galing yung 5? Ito, this is galing sa derivative na yung base na 5x. So, the derivative of 5 sin 5x is ito na. Then, multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. Times negative, di ba there is an invisible 1 dito? May invisible 1 dyan. So negative 1 times 4 times 2 is negative 8. Next, sign, then copy the base. Okay, just like what I've said. You cannot directly or simply multiply the base at saka ito. It's a big no. Minus 5 times 5 is 25 cos, copy the base, 5x. And this is now the derivative of your y. Simple as y prime. For our third example, we have now the given of r of x is equal to second 3x cubed. So, the derivative of your second 3x cubed, we have second is second x tan x. So, the derivative of your second is second x tan x. Bakit x? Remember, the base of the second is x. So, all you need to do is to copy the base na x. So, in this problem, the derivative of second is second 3x cubed. Copy the base. Tangent 3x cubed. Are we done? No. You are going to multiply the derivative of your base. Your base is 3x cubed. Your base is 3x cubed, so the derivative of 3x cubed, we have 9x squared. Okay? So your final answer, you have r prime x is equal to 9x squared second 3x cubed tangent 3x cubed. Of course, you cannot distribute this one since the operation involved in this term is multiplication, so wag i-distribute. So the final answer is 9x squared second 3x cubed tangent 3x cubed. Next, for our problem number 4, the given is p of x is equal to cos 6 2x 7. So the base is 2x raised to 7. Hala, sir, iba na yan siya na problem kasi we have our exponent dito na 6. So, easy lang din ang pag-solve niyan. Okay? Unlike in our previous examples. Okay? Our example number 1, walang exponent dito, may 1 lang. Dito is 1 lang ang exponent. Ito, 1 lang ang exponent. So, ito may 6 na. So, medyo iba yung process. So, sige lang, madali lang man din. So, since meron siya 6, apply power rule. So, 6 cos, then 6 minus 1. Then, anong gawin sa base? All you need to do is to copy your base, which is 2x raised to 7. After this process, okay, you're going to get the derivative of your cos. Yung wala ng 6. Yung wala exponent. Okay? After this process, di ba may 6 man yun, di ba? You are going to use power rule. Then after that one, copy the base. Okay? You are going to get the derivative of cos. Yung hindi nakasali yung 6. So you have the derivative of cos is negative sign. The same process, just copy the base. And lastly, you're going to get the derivative of your base. Your base is 2x raised to 7. And the derivative of 2x raised to 7 is 14x raised to 6. Always be careful in getting the derivative of your base. Kasi madali lang man siya, pero dili magtinanga. Multiply. 6. Of course, may negative. So, negative 1. Saan galing itong negative 1? Remember, this is negative. Okay, negative 1 is galing dito. Negative yan siya. So, of course, after that one, mawawala na yung negative. Then, times the 14x, 6. 14x raised to 6. Then, cos, remember, 6 minus 1, 5. So, cos, 5. Copy the base, 2x raised to 7. Times the sign. Copy the base, 2x raised to 7. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. And negative 6 times 14, we have 84. Negative 84, x raised to 6. Cos 5, copy the base, 2x raised to 7. Sine, copy the base, 2x raised to 7. And this is now the derivative of your p of x. So, p prime x. So, we are now in our example number 5, which is g of x is equal to sine raised to 6 with a base of 3x minus 5 raised to 4. So, our given is g of x is equal to sine raised to 6 with a base of 3x minus 5 raised to 4. So, medyo complicated na yung base content. So, let's solve this one. Let's have the first step. So, steps. Get the derivative of first. Get the derivative of sine 6 3x minus 5 raised to 4. So applying power rule, you're going to get the derivative of sine 6. Ito yung 6, applying the power rule. So 6 sine 6 minus 1. Copy the base. Times the derivative, the second step, you're going to get the derivative of sine 3x minus 5 raised to 4. Get the derivative of sine 3x minus 5 raised to 4, yung wala ng 6. Which is, the derivative of sine is cos. Then copy the base, 3x minus 5 raised to 4. Okay, continuation. The continuation is dito lang. Okay? Next, after getting the derivative of this one, get the derivative of 3x minus 5 raised to 4. Applying power rule. So you have 4 times 3x minus 5, 4 minus 1. And lastly, you're going to get the derivative of 3x minus 5. Okay, parang naka-step by step na yun siya. Derivative ng 3x minus 5, we have 3. So ito yung process, medyo mahaba. After this one, you are going to multiply the constants, then combine, like, if ever may the same terms, you are going to combine them. So we have now 6 times 6. Next, the 3. The 4 rather. 4 sa. Next, we have 3. After that one, unahin muna natin yung algebra, yung terms na walang trigonometric function. So 4 minus 1 is 3. Remember, take note of this one. You cannot distribute this one because the exponent is not 1. The exponent of this one is 3. You cannot distribute that one. After this process, follow down the trigonometric function. Sine 6 minus 1 is 5 times, copy the base, 3x minus 5 raised to 4. And lastly, we have cos, copy the base, 3x minus 5 raised to 4. And we have now the final answer, g prime x. 6 times 4 times 3, we have 72. Next, 3x minus 5 raised to cube. Then, copy sine 5, 3x minus 5 raised to 4. Next, cos 3x minus 5 raised to 4. So, medyo mabilis ako, no? Ano na lang gawin ninyo? Repeat na lang talaga yung video. So, this is now your final answer. Medyo mahaba.
So, let's have a break. Mag-TikTok sa ako.
Baby, come give me something, oh. Baby, come give me something, oh.
I just keep him satisfied through the weekend. You like 9 to 5, I'm the weekend,
So, ayan, no? Copy kayo mag-TikTok, no? So, let's continue our class discussion. So, let's have our next example.
So let's have our example number 6. M of x is equal to cosecant 4 with a base of 4x squared. So there is a 4 na exponent, so we are going to use power rule. So you have 4 cosecant 4 minus 1, then copy the base. Times, of course, the derivative of cosecant, nawala na yung 4. Okay, only the cosecant. And the derivative of cosecant, we have negative cosecant, copy the base, copy the base. Times, and lastly, the derivative of your base, which is 4x squared. So the derivative of 4x squared is 8x. Okay, next, rearrange. So you have 4 times, of course, there is the presence of negative, so it should be multiplied by negative 1. Times 8x times cosecant 4 minus 1 is 3, so cube, copy the base, times this one, ito. Wala nang negative kasi yung negative natin is nandito na yung negative 1. So magiging cosecant 4x squared cot 4x squared. So 4 times negative 1 times 8x, we have negative 32x. Next, di ba you can multiply this one, you can distribute this one, or you can multiply this one since they have the same base and also they have the same trigonometric function. So magiging cosecant 4x squared cot 4x squared. And this is now your final answer. m prime of x is equal to negative 32x cosecant 4x squared cotangent 4x squared. So for our 7th example, we have the given L of x is equal to 4 cot raised to 6 cube root of 2x minus 4x cube. So we will transform this one into, your base natin is naka-radical side, so para mas easy, we're going to transform our base into exponential para mas madali. So this is cube root, so that means we will now have 2x minus 4x cube raised to 1/3. Okay? Next, apply the rules. Since we have the exponent dito na 6, apply power rule. 4, we have a constant of 4 times 6 cot 6 minus 1. Then, gawin sa base, copy. Times the derivative of cot raised to, times the derivative of cot na walang 6. Yung cot lang, wala lang 6. So the derivative of cotangent is negative cosecant squared, then copy the base. Next, the derivative of your base. Your base, you have 1/3 2x, no, your base is 2x minus 4x cubed raised to 1/3. So applying power rule, so 1/3 times 2x minus 4x cubed raised to 1/3 minus 1 times the derivative of 2x minus 4x cubed. So you have 2 minus 12x squared. Saan galing ito? This is the derivative of 2x minus 4x cubed. Rearrange, multiply everything. 4 times 6 is 24. Times, of course, there is a negative dito. So there is an invisible 1. So there is, multiply it by negative 1. Times, we have also 1/3. Times ito. Next, we have cot 6 minus 1 is 5. And copy the base. Next is ito. Saan yung negative, sir? The negative is andito ng negative 1. Yun siya. Kinuha. Gilipat natin. Copy the base. All over. Wag mo natin yung all over. I-multiply mo natin. Diba the result of this one is 2x minus 4x cubed. 1/3 minus 1 is negative 2/3. Yan. So mamaya natin siya manipulate. You're going to get the negative reciprocal of this one. So sana yung 1/3 dito. Then 1/3 is nandito na sa unahan. So this is 24 times negative 1 is negative 24 times 1/3. We have negative 8 times 2 minus 12x squared. Cotangent 5. 2x minus 4x cubed raised to 1/3. Cosecant squared. 2x minus 4x cubed raised to 1/3 all over. Bakit na siya all over? Kasi we're going to get the negative reciprocal of this one. And the negative reciprocal of this one, you have 2x minus 4x cubed raised to positive 2/3. So from negative 2/3, it will turn into positive 2/3. So is this your final answer? Not yet. Since you can distribute this one. Tama? You can distribute this one. Because the exponent is 1. So you have the final answer. L prime x is equal to negative 16 minus, plus 8 times 12 is 96x squared. Lagyan ng parentheses. Cotangent raised to 5. 2x minus 4x cubed raised to 1/3 as your base. Cosecant squared. 2x minus 4x cubed raised to 1/3 as your base. All over 2x minus 4x cubed raised to 2/3. Actually, you can change the exponential form into its original form, which is the radical sign. And this is now your final answer. So let's have our 8th example. We have the f of x is equal to tan raised to 6 square root of 2x squared minus 5. So our base is in radical form 2x squared minus 5. So let's transform this one to exponential para mas easy sa inyo. So tan 6 2x squared minus 5. 2x squared minus 5 square root, so it should be, the exponent should be 1/2. Okay, so let's solve. Apply power rule. So 6, bring down to 6. Tan 6 minus 1, copy the base, 2x squared minus 5 raised to 1/2. Multiply to the derivative of tan, yung walang 6. So tan, what's the derivative of tangent? Okay, Di ba, at first, kinuha natin yung derivative ng tan 6, which is, i-apply natin yung power rule, kaya naging tan 6 minus 1. After that one, you are going to get the derivative of the tan, yung walang exponent na. So, the derivative of tan is secant squared, copy the base, 2x squared minus 5 raised to 1/2. And lastly, the derivative of the base. The base is 2x squared minus 5 raised to 1/2. The derivative, we have applied the power rule, 1/2 times 2x squared minus 5, 1/2 minus 1. Times the derivative of 2x squared minus 5, which is 4x. Saan galing itong 4x? Itong 4x, derivative ng 2x squared minus 5. Saan galing itong process na derivative? Derivative ng inyong base. Rearrange. O, don't mind this one, na mali lang na ako sulat na. That's positive. Okay. So, 6, rearrange, times 4x. Next, ito, times 1/2. Di ba, may 1/2 doon? So, ito dito. Then, times 2x squared minus 5. 1/2 minus 1 is negative 1/2. Times tangent, 6 minus 1, 5. 2x squared, copy the base. Then, secant squared, 2x squared minus 5 raised to 1/2. Multiply this one. There's a 6 times 4x is 24x times 1/2. We have 12x times tangent 5 2x squared minus 5 raised to 1/2. Secant squared 2x squared minus 5 raised to 1/2. Sir, sana yung ito. Sana to. Sana yun. Ba't wala dito? Remember, you are going to get the negative reciprocal of this one. So, you have the negative reciprocal of this one is 2x squared minus 5. The negative will turn into positive. So, is that your final answer? Yes. Or, okay, you can have this one as your final answer. Or, you can transform this one into the radical form. Same lang yan sila. Okay? I-transfer natin siya into radical form. Square root. Ang isa ay secant. Square root. Over. Ito. Square root. So, depende na sa inyo ano pipiliin nyo. Ito or ito. So, that's all. So, nasolve na lahat yung 8 problems. So, medyo nag-change ako ng dress, no? Kasi it's too hot over here. Like, mainit talaga masyado. So, after this video, so meron akong hinandang 20 items na quiz. A multiple choice quiz sa Clipper. And don't worry, may bibigay din naman ako na, may problems ito. 8 solved problems. Okay? Isisend ko lang ito sa group page natin para may copy kayo at para you will be guided also. So that's all for this that's all. That's all for today's lesson. So I hope na maka-answer mo sa quiz. So prepare lang for our next lesson. It is just a continuation of what we have discussed, but it is a derivative by substitution. So we already have the value of x na para i-substitute. And don't you worry, I will give you a calculator technique para ma-solve niyo agad yun. So that's all. Bye-bye. See you sa next video ko.